So I'm going to tell you something right now. We're going to tackle something here that you're not expecting, something that perhaps you came here to avoid, but it's just too important: the election. Or at least an election. And you also get a beaver, some Play-Doh, and a few baseball cards, among other things. Let's take a look on the bright side. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the bright side. I'm your host, Bob Herzog. Now, I don't know exactly when you're watching this. It could be the year 2097 and you're seeing it on some chip implanted on your retina. But if you're watching this near the time we're recording it, early November 2020, you know what it's like. But for the future people, let me explain, it's a very stressful time. And here, we don't usually get into that kind of thing. Alas and alack, in this episode, we have election talk. But not that election. I'm talking about a mayoral race in a quaint little river town in Kentucky. I'm talking about rabbit hash. Yes, rabbit hash. Some people want to try to take the money out of politics, but not here. Here, one vote literally costs you $1, and the money raised goes toward the Rabbit Hash Historical Society. On the ballot this year, 14 dogs, a donkey, a rooster, a dead cat, and one human. I know nothing about the human, but I do know the cat sadly passed away shortly after entering the race. Rabbit Hash held its first mayoral election 22 years ago, and there is a clear canine bias. A dog has held the title all 22 years. This go-round was no different. Meet the winner, Wilbur, the French bulldog, who easily beat his competition by raising more than $6,000. Way to go, Wilbur. Now, if hearing about that election doesn't fill you with patriotism, maybe this will. Conservation workers in Virginia nurse a symbol of American freedom back to health. The bald eagle has been the emblem of the United States since 1782, and recently this bird was released back into the wild. The bird has been undergoing emergency treatment for the past 2 months after it was injured in a fight with another bird. The president of the Wildlife Center of Virginia hoped the eagle's release offered people some peace and a distraction during a tough time. Now listen really closely for the little kid in the first part of the soundbite yelling freedom like he's in the movie Braveheart.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
On 1, 2, 3. Amazing is right. Yay, team! To be able to send this bird back into the wild lets us be comforted that no matter how divided we are as a people and no matter how politically polarized the population is, we're all Americans, and that's the only thing that matters.
The bald eagle population, by the way, is on the rise, and the species is no longer on the endangered species list. We like it when humans and nature get along so well. Here's another case of that. The South Lake, Texas Department of Public Safety captured this video and some pictures of a beaver in distress and put it out on social media. See, the beaver was swimming in a lake enclosed by a stone wall that's several feet high, and the critter just couldn't get out. For 30 minutes, police officers tried to get the beaver into a net. Nothing worked, but then look at this. They decided to take a piece of wood, balance it on a floaty, make a ramp. The beaver, being a wise and coordinated beaver, then cautiously scales the ramp to safety. Quick aside, my junior high school mascot was the Beaver. Please allow me to perform the spoken word version of that school's fight song. Hail Beavers, onward Bridgetown. Win this game today. Fight with courage, pride, and honor. Beavers, all the way. Red and black march on to victory. We'll cheer with all our might. Beavers lead us on to glory. Bridgetown, fight, fight, fight. Thank you. Bridgetown's mascot is not the Beavers anymore, by the way. Why, I don't know, and I'd rather not speculate. Anyway, not all human-animal interactions in the wild go quite as well as what we saw with that beaver and that eagle. Sometimes you find yourself almost getting swallowed by a whale. Liz Gonzalez spoke with a couple of women who had a very close call.
What started as a peaceful morning of kayaking turned into one close call with a humpback whale for Julie McSorley and her friend Liz Cottrell, both of San Luis Obispo.
I'm thinking I'm dead. That's what I thought. I'm dead.
because I thought it was going to land on me.
I still have an adrenaline rush. I can feel it.
Yeah.
McSorley had spent Sunday kayaking with her husband.
There were, 5 to 6, 7 whales swimming around in between the boats and also out a little further. And they were coming up and they were breaching. It seemed pretty safe from far away. So I asked Liz this morning, you want to go out and see them and see if they're still there? And
If anybody could get me to do it, it's her. It's just me and her. I'm in the front and Julie's in the back.
I just saw the fish. They're too close. And all of a sudden I lifted up and I was in the water.
Whale was right here in my face, literally.
From this angle, it almost looks as if the whale had swallowed them. Just take a look at these pictures.
So I popped up, my head up, took a breath and looked for her, and she popped up right after me.
There was actually a second whale just feet away. Nearby kayakers and paddleboarders rushed to their rescue.
We got back to the car and I was shaking my shirt and a bunch of fish came out of my shirt.
So will they go back in the water?
I'll stay back a little further, I think.
I don't know. I don't think so. I would go out in the ocean with you, but I would not go out whale watching out that far.
At the very least, they now both have a whale of a tale to tell.
Is that one view from the side of that thing not just nuts? If I could talk to Jonah, like from the Bible, that Jonah, and show him that video, even Jonah would be like, dude, that was really close. Except he probably wouldn't say dude. If that would have been me, whatever I was wearing that day would likely have to be disposed of, because just a lot of functions would have happened. And God bless our sanitation workers who have to deal with those kinds of things when they're thrown out, especially those who seem to have a good sense of humor as they go about their thankless task. Check this out. A trio of garbage men have gone viral for, as Olaf would say, all good things. All good things. They dressed up as frozen characters on the job.
Lashana, it just got better. Yes.
Mitchell Shallcross, Colby Lafieri, and Angel Vargas all work together in Rhode Island, and last Friday they decided to dress up as Elsa, Anna, and Olaf to bring some joy to the kids on their route. But adults, obviously, like Jamal Burley, well, they loved it too.
And she's just like, Anna's outside? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, Anna from Frozen is outside. And I was like, what do you mean? And then all of a sudden Olaf pops out and I lost it.
And of course, Burley couldn't just let it go. So he posted the video to Facebook and Instagram, and it's just been shared thousands and thousands of times. I love it. You have to get in touch with your inner child from time to time. And here's another way to do that. Play-Doh is launching a new line for adults. Play-Doh and Amazon provided this video for us. The grown-up version has more sophisticated packaging, so it's not all kid stuff. It even comes in more mature aromas like overpriced latte and spa day. Other scents include mom jeans, which apparently smells like freshly washed denim, dad sneakers, which gives off the scent of new shoes, Lord of the Lawn, which smells like fresh cut grass, and Grill King, which will leave you hungry, smelling like smoky barbecue. Unfortunately, though, these items, they're already sold out, but I wouldn't be surprised if they come back. By the way, dad sneakers and Lord of the Lawn could have gone a vastly different way. Let's keep in mind, I've had these sneaks since the early 2000s. That does not smell like new shoe. It smells like something. I also have 3 big dogs that roam my yard, leaving behind very special gifts. Lord of the Lawn means something different to me, but let us not linger on such things. Let us instead move on to a very rare occurrence, an update to a Bright Side story. I know we're past Halloween. I'm listening to Christmas music and all, but we need to look back on something from our Halloween episode. Last time we introduced you to Blake Momfer. The 7-year-old Ohio boy went viral with his mac and cheese Halloween costume. It was built around his wheelchair. He has spina bifida. Well, since his costume was so crafty, Kraft Mac and Cheese gave Blake the opportunity to virtually trick or treat with some of his favorite former Ohio State Buckeye football players.
Blake, I have a special treat for you. I managed to get a whole year's worth of Kraft mac and cheese. You and your family.
A whole year's worth.
Whole year's.
As much as you want.
Now you can have it every day. Breakfast.
Yeah. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Mac and cheese. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds good, but wait, there is more. Since the Mompers are such huge Buckeye fans, Kraft is also giving them tickets for an Ohio State game next year. And on top of that, they're also making a $10,000 donation to Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus in Blake's name. Well, we've got time for one more to inspire. And this one is kind of an update, too, because you may have heard about the girl who lost her baseball card collection and her home in a wildfire. But have you heard what's happened now? People around the country have been sending tens of thousands of baseball cards to her. A San Jose man, you may even recall, donated his collection of some 25,000 cards. And in a big surprise play, she even got to meet her favorite player in a Zoom call. Natalie Granda from KFSN TV has more.
It's crazy. I'm speechless.
9-year-old Reese Osterberg never expected to receive the surprise of a lifetime weeks after losing everything to the Creek Fire.
That's the best I've ever had. It's more than awesome, probably.
The young Giants fan has been collecting baseball cards for years, laying them out as she watched her team as well as her favorite player, Buster Posey. When the Creek Fire sparked, it took her family's home and her beloved cards with it. Action News spoke with Reese as CAL FIRE and other first responders were stepping up to the plate to help collect baseball cards to donate to Reese and her friends. The donations came pouring in, but an even bigger surprise came on Friday. She and her family arrived to the CAL FIRE station near Prather for what she thought would be an interview. However, during the Zoom call, someone unexpected dropped in.
Hey, Reese, I'll hop in here. I just was wondering, who's your favorite baseball player?
You?
Giants catcher Buster Posey surprised his young fan, leaving her starstruck.
And I was sorry to hear you lost your card collection.
Are you a little speechless?
Yeah.
Along with some one-on-one time with Posey, the San Francisco Giants sent her a signed baseball and new gear from her favorite team. The surprise left both Reese and her mother emotional.
It's a lot of sad, but a lot of happy.
But it didn't stop there. Reese and her family got a quick tour of the fire station, and the last stop was another home run.
Whoa.
Next to the fire engines were the thousands of baseball cards that were donated, and Reese was able to thank the San Jose man who donated 25,000 cards.
Have you seen that many cards before?
No. Not even close.
After the heartbreak of losing their home, the Osterbergs say it's baseball cards that's given their girls a glimmer of hope.
The last 50 some odd days have been pretty chaotic for us, and our girls have found peace laying out cards.
Reese now hopes to pay it forward and donate many of her new cards to others who love the sport. But she plans to find the Buster Posey cards first, as she ends the exciting day with one message.
Go Giants.
How great is that? Some of the brightest moments sometimes come out of the very darkest, and that's why we do what we do here. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you haven't subscribed to our channel on YouTube just yet, make sure and do that and share it around, because somebody else you know may want to take a look. On the bright side,